Well, hello everybody, and welcome back again to Invisible Nightmares. I just wanted to get a little bit more comfortable, so I've got my robe on and I have myself a lovely cup of tea here as I prepare to read this story to you for this time. Now, it's gonna be just a little bit different than it was last time, whereas I threw up the title of what it was before. This time, I'm curious to see if you guys can figure it out before the end of what the story is. If you think you can, go ahead and write it down in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. The trip was all on schedule and everything had gone just as according to plan. Ben, Peter, Isaac, Cameron, and Paul all sat at the control deck of the ship, looking over the controls to check that all was normal. It was only a few weeks until they were scheduled to make contact on Alpha Centauri. As the ship's computer told them that all systems ran well, the five went to the dining area and got their dinner. About midway through, a low buzz could be heard in the back of the ship, the kind that usually meant a power failure to one of the many components, a simple fix in that day and age, so Paul got out of his seat to check it out. As he stood up, his head banged against a low lamp, creating a great sound and hurting a great deal. Paul grabbed a bottle of pills as he was leaving. The buzz became stronger and stronger as Paul got further into the ship, higher and higher in pitch and more frequently. By the time Paul realized what the component the failure had been in, it was too late to fix it, and the main airlock had failed. A tempest of sound and wind formed in the ship as all the air was being violently sucked out. It was a miracle that Paul was so near the emergency personal assistance capsule, or pack as it was usually called, a sort of spacesuit which delivered all the necessary substances to the human body in case they were needed for very long amounts of time. Paul grabbed it and forced his way into the emergency cabinet, which had its own airlock. He got into the spacesuit quite slowly, and it slowly dawned on him that he was now alone. There was no way that the others were still alive. He decided to take the spacesuit off and open the bottle of pills. Over the next few hours, he stayed alive with his pack's food sacks, which could be opened from the outside if needed. When he had taken the last of the pills, which he was taking far in excess of, trying to dull his senses, a sense of mania began to set in. He wanted the pills. He needed those pills. Paul slowly donned his suit and opened the door. The main lights had faded, and the whole ship was now illuminated with an eerie krypton neon lights, which glowed a deep and rich blue. In his mania, Paul could not remember his way around the ship. All of the medicine, largely in various forms of pills, were kept securely in baskets around the ship. However, the caps had all been ripped off and their contents spilled out. A good portion of them stayed in the hulls rather than flying out of the airlock. Paul first worked his way to the airlock, occasionally seeing something out of the corner of his eye. He found that it was the manual airlock, closed quite easily, sliding shut securely. Not that all of it mattered, anyway. As he turned around, he witnessed a gruesome sight. The others, halfway into their pack suits, which hung out near the dining area, as there were many sets all over the ship. They were quite near death, but somehow kept alive by the packs. They all approached Paul, and he ran in search of more pills.